Hey, 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 what a beautiful day. It's the DB2Night Show. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the DB2Night Show, episode number 214. I'm your host, Scott Hayes, an independent entrepreneur, an IBM Gold Consultant, and lifetime IBM champion. Worked hard for that. Today's topic is all about IDUG, and we have some really cool guests with us today. Even a surprise guest that I didn't know about, so that's exciting. Extra guests, that makes it more fun. We've got Mike Inman, who's the IDUG 2019 chair, and Dustin Ratliff, who's the IDUG 2020 chair-elect. That means next year he's the chief chair. So these are the top guys that are making the conference happen for people. Mike Inman, how are you today?
Scott, I'm doing great. Thanks. Thanks for having us.
Oh, you're very welcome. It's a real treat to host this special annual show that's become a tradition. And Dustin, how are you today?
I'm doing fantastic, Scott. Thank you. And again, thanks for having us.
You are really welcome. Let me see if I can advance my slides. Technical difficulties aside, DB2Night Show is a show for the community. Follow us on Twitter. We are at DB2Night Show. Today we have IDUG people on the call. We can get in touch with them at IDUGDB2. We have a LinkedIn group if you'd like to join that. Here's all the disclaimers. Mind your manners. We're recording copyrights and all that rubbish. Tonight's show, a few quick announcements. We're going to update you on the upcoming IDUG conference, and we're going to announce the winners for the State of the DB2 Universe studies. Somebody's going to get a free badge to the conference today, and there's a bunch of $50 Amazon gift cards going out. We're going to ask our good-looking audience some polling questions, and we'll wrap up like we always do. That's the plan. Upcoming shows, 24th of May, breaking news from the IBM Toronto lab. That means there's big news coming. It's exciting news coming. And whatever that exciting news is, you're probably going to want to go to IDUG and learn more about that exciting news. But you can get a taste of it on the 24th of May. Make sure you register for that show and attend. It's the only way you can ask our IBM presenter questions. 21st of June, it's our season number 10 grand finale, a 3-hour problem determination class with our guest Pavel Schuster. He's coming back. He did a bang-up job on his favorite tips in January of this year. People love that show. So he's coming back to give us a 3-hour class. It's the grand finale of season number 10. And at this time, to the best of my knowledge, it could also be the very last DB2Night show ever. On the mainframe database side, 26th of April, we've got DB2Z, latest news and future directions with Jeff Jostin. He always gives great presentations, and you can find out what's happening in the future right there. Congratulations to Ruben Osorio at Express Scripts in Franklin Lakes, New Jersey. He was in our audience for show 213, DB2 LUW Native Encryption. Our guest was Paul Bird. You can watch the replay of that and learn about native encryption. Anyways, Ruben completed the survey after the show, and lucky him, his name came out of the random hat. He's going to get a $25 Amazon gift card. We'll give another one today away at the end of today's show. Here's your giggle of the day. I just like laughing at these things. Cat treadmills. Okay, that's just funny. Moving right along. All about IDUG. We've got Mike and Dustin and another guest that'll be joining. Mike, I'm going to make you the presenter, and you can kick this off.
All right, great.
Make presenter. And there you go. You got a little window on your screen somewhere. It says show my screen. You click that and maybe some magic will happen. Go to webinar. Show us the magic.
All right, I did show screen. Can you see my screen?
At the speed of my laptop today, yes, I can. Looks like we're looking at your email.
Okay, so then
And
that's the wrong screen.
you got to
So
get
let me
your
go.
you got to get your taxes done, man.
Oh yeah, I do. That is tax time. That's absolutely correct. All right. View slideshow here.
Slideshow up at the top.
Yeah, there we go.
Start from the beginning.
From the beginning, yes.
There we go. We can see a presentation. It's beautiful.
All right, great. So yeah, thanks again, Scott, for having us. IDUG Conference Planning Committee. So we got myself, Mike Inman, IDUG NA CPC Chair for 2019. Got Dustin Ratliff on the call here as well, and he's the CPC Chair-elect, so he will fill my shoes come next year. And then we also have a special guest, Mike Weiner. He is our marketing lead, and so he'll do some of this presentation. We have this divided up in 3 sections, so I'll go through some of this, and then Dustin will follow, and then Mike will wrap it up for us.
That's the plan, man.
So on the agenda, we got Welcome to Charlotte, and we're going to discuss education seminars, technical program, the venue, and experience IDUG. So that's an overview of the week's events. This is our IDUG webpage, so please go check out the IDUG webpage. It's got the tabs over on the left, the details all the way through exhibitors and sponsors. We'll discuss some of that on this presentation. As you can see, registration is open. The early bird rate is available, and that is up until April 22nd. So please get out there and register before April 22nd. That will be your last day to get the early bird discount. Make sure you book your room for Charlotte. There's limited hotel space at the host hotel. So make sure you get out there and reserve a room at the host hotel. It's the place to be when you're at a conference. The agenda is now available, and so that's out there to the left. You can see in the tabs. And then DB2 V11.5 special track. So watch this space for more information. There's a day for Zoe that we're going to have. We've also got 5 days of educational sessions, half and full day workshops, more than 100 hours of technical sessions, 2 expert panels, one for ZOS and one for LUW, and much more. So the conference does start on June 2nd, which is a Sunday. So make sure you sign up for any educational seminars. I believe we have 5 of them that are on Sunday that are full day seminars. Those come at an additional cost. I believe it's around $250, and I think that's covered later in the presentation here. So make sure you check those out and come early. Our keynote that's going to open up the conference on Monday morning, June 3rd at 8 a.m. is going to be Rob Thomas, the General Manager of IBM Data and Watson Artificial Intelligence. So we look forward to having Rob Thomas. It's always a treat. We are also going to have a keynote on Thursday, June 6th at 8 a.m. This is our second keynote session. This is going to be geared towards Zoe, and we're going to have Barry Baker, Vice President of IBM Z Software. We're also going to have Joe Devlin, the CTO of Rocket Software, and David Stokes, the Senior Director R&D of Broadcom. We'll also have a nice treat for North America on Thursday morning. We're going to announce the best user speaker. So typically we don't do that in the past, at least at the European conference they do, but we haven't done that at the North America conference. So we'd like to offer that to everyone, and we know that's a big thing that everyone wants to know is who's the best user speaker. So we plan on announcing that Thursday morning. Our technical program overview. We've got 100 plus technical sessions, Monday through Thursday. Thursday goes half day. We'll have 7 tracks. We'll have DB2 for ZOS, excuse me, 2 of those, 2 of the LUW Linux, Unix, Windows, 1 app dev, 1 a la carte, and 1 emerging technologies. We have a variety of speakers from users, IBM, and consultants and vendors. We have special interest groups, we call them SIGs, vendor solution presentations or VSPs. We'll do vouchers for, actually IBM is providing vouchers for certification tests. So certification tests will not be on site this year as they have in the past, but vouchers will be handed out for you to then go turn in and take a certification test. There are 2 complimentary IBM workshops, Thursday, June 6th. So DB212 for ZOS migration planning workshop, which that's always a big hit, and hands-on machine learning boot camp that will be provided. There will be 5 educational seminars. Those go Sunday, as I mentioned before, from 8 to 5, and they're listed there. And then hands-on labs. We have 6 of those, and those will occur throughout the week. So kind of an overview of the week. Sunday, the registration opens at 8 a.m., goes till 9:30 a.m., and then from 4:30 to 6:30. So registration is open twice on Sunday. We encourage you to get there early and register. Educational seminars will occur from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And again, those are an additional pay, $250. And you can sign up for one of those. And then Monday is the registration open at 7:15 a.m. And then the grand opening, which is 8 a.m. And that's going to be our keynotes, our spotlight sessions, technical sessions, hands-on labs all kick off after that. First time attendee lunch will occur on Monday. And then Solutions Center will be opening and have a reception. Tuesday, there's technical sessions and hands-on labs again, vendor solutions presentations. So those are our VSPs. Those will occur on Tuesday. Solutions Center lunch, and that's our IDUG call for volunteers. Anybody who would like to volunteer to be a IDUG CPC member, please come check that out and hear about our call for volunteers. Rug lunch will occur as well on Tuesday. And Solution Center reception, Meet the Rugs and IDUG annual business meeting occurs on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, this is a very busy day. We have special interest groups sessions going on. Those are our SIGs. Our technical sessions are hands-on labs again, vendor solution presentations, mini panels, Solution Center is open. So meet the new IDUG board. Passport to prizes drawing, so we'll have some great prizes there. Be sure to check that out. And speaker feedback lunch. So we always love to hear from our speakers and how we can make IDUG better. So that's always a great lunch to attend and hear what the speakers have to say. And then Thursday, to wrap up the conference, there's technical sessions. There's the complimentary IBM workshops that I'd mentioned earlier. And explore Charlotte. Have fun. The NASCAR Hall of Fame is in Charlotte. And the most important slide, I think, of this presentation is our conference sponsors. So our platinum sponsor is IBM and Broadcom. We have gold sponsors, BMC and IntelliMagic. We have bronze sponsors of DBI, IT Gain, and Rocket. And we also have conference exhibitors, CGIS and Software Engineering, SQ Data Corp, Infotel Corp, ESAI. So we appreciate all of our sponsors. Thank you very much. That's what helps IDUG keep going every year, and our attendees as well. So maximize your IDUG experience. So leveraging the event site, attendee information. This is an important place to go for all attendees. You can get all the information you need, and a lot of what we're discussing here is all within this attendee tab. And these links are located in the attendee tab. This is on the main page. This is the conference at a glance. So you can see the e-brochure, which is coming soon. We're in the process of making that up. putting that together. The keynotes are already out there, the spotlights, the Twitter feed, the educational seminars, hands-on labs are coming soon, complimentary workshops, agenda, exhibitor listing, and so on and so forth. So at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Dustin, and he's going to continue on with the presentation. Dustin, do you want me to just continue my slide deck here, or do you want to present?
No, please do. If you don't mind, I'll just let you keep driving, if you don't mind.
Sure. Yep.
All right. So thanks, everybody, for having me. Next slide. So get involved. You know, there are many ways that you as an attendee can get involved and be involved at the conference, even after the conference. One big way, and this is one of our most popular sessions, is the Ask the Experts panel. We will have many ways for you via the mobile app and online to submit questions. But if you haven't attended one, we get all the experts together or I should say many of the experts together for the DB2 for ZOS and DB2 LUW mini panels, and we pretty much put them up on stage, and you can submit questions ahead of time, or as you're sitting in the audience, you can, you know, kind of ask them questions on the fly, and it generally leads to a lot of really good discussion. And I would say the folks on the panel tend to be a little more revealing about things than they may be off the panel. So it's a really good forum if you haven't been to one of those. Moderator sign up also. There are links out which aren't quite live yet, but there are links out to the moderator sign up online. But moderating sessions is a great way to get to know speakers and to get to know the IDUG community. It is something that you can do, and it'll kind of give you that instant you know, way to get involved and to introduce yourself to a certain speaker by moderating their session. It'll give you one-on-one time with them, and they'll kind of get to know you a little bit. So, next slide. Session evaluations. Oh, I get to be the guy. Dang, I should have moved this slide in the deck so I didn't talk about it. But we were always harping about session evaluations, right? And those dreaded paper evaluations that we do. What that actually plays into, though, those are very important at the end of the day to us because we use those to come up with our best speaker list. And think of it as feedback to us for next year when we're putting the grid of events together as to what was the best and what were not so much the best sessions for that conference. So please complete the evaluation at the end of each session. Again, we do the paper eval forms. We have had discussion about doing it online. There are hooks in the mobile app, but we still have gotten the feedback directly from you and from a lot of people that the paper is the best way to go. They are set out, so as you enter each room, there will be little wicker baskets probably that will be setting there for you to pick up your session eval. And again, we use those to determine many things. Best speaker is probably the biggest, but also those are all input. When our team goes next year to build the grid, they're going to have a spreadsheet of every session and how it was scored, and even your comments, right? We love those comments about that, and that'll help us determine the speakers in the session that we put live next year. Next slide. Spotlights. So the spotlights are sessions every year that we do. We always run two of them, one for DB2 for Z and one for DB2 LUW. And it tends to be kind of called trends and directions, but it tends to be trends and directions, right? We get experts from the lab, those who lead the lab teams up there. For the one for Z here, you can kind of see Jeff Jostin, Mo Townsend, and John Campbell, three names that if you're a Z person, I know many on this call probably aren't, but back up one. Thanks. But those are the leaders kind of in the Z. And what they'll be doing is they'll be spending 90 minutes talking about trends and directions of DB2 for Z. So what's next, what's coming, and things that they feel that are important for the community to know. Now, next slide. So the LUW, the DB2 LUW, and I apologize, I know it's DB2 for LUW is just called DB2 at this point, but we in IDUG tend to want to avoid any confusion, so we call it DB2 for LUW still. The one here is DB2 latest from the lab and a look into the future. Again, big 3 speakers there between Gary Romanufa, Jessica Rockwood, and Mateus, all big time speakers in the lab up in Toronto. And again, it's the perfect session for you to get the quick overview of what's going on now, but also info into what's coming on DB2 LUW. And again, as Scott alluded to at the top of the call, Mike also alluded to, and I think Mike Weiner is going to tell us a little bit more about, there's a special announcement coming from the DB2 LUW side, and IDUG may be the premier place for you to get more information on that. So definitely want to check that out. Next slide. The agenda viewer. This is live. This is, we in the conference planning committee, we always think of the grid as our main product, right? All the other auxiliary things are great, and it is a huge reason to come to IDUG, but we see the main reason to come to IDUG as the content, right? So we spend a lot of time trying to get this published as soon as possible, which it is out there. So there is the agenda viewer, which you can see here. You can sort by title, track, time, and room. Many people will probably want to sort by either track or time. The other thing that we put together is a pocket program guide. So you can see in the link there towards the upper part of that screenshot, there is a link on idug.org in the agenda tab that will print you out, and it is in printable form, a PDF of the entire grid, and it has everything up to date on it. And we do keep that up to date. I know that we as a CPC are updating that at least at this point a couple times a week with the newest information that we have. So it has all the sessions, it has everything. So, and it is, when you go to the conference and you get the pocket program in your bag, this is the PDF that eventually becomes that pocket program. So this is the, what I would call in draft form of that pocket program. Next slide. Hands-on labs. So I am happy to announce a lot of folks have given us feedback that they like the hands-on labs. There was a couple years ago where we didn't have the hands-on labs, unfortunately, and we definitely got feedback on that. We have had the hands-on labs every year since, but we have gotten the feedback to the point now where we have doubled the amount of hands-on labs that we'll be doing this year. So obviously, we will have all different technologies, DB2 for Z, DB2 LUW, and emerging technologies. You can see here on the list some LUW type topics, a couple of Z type topics. I know DevOps is in there, machine learning is in there. Zoe, which is a very talked about tool on the Z platform, and something that we'll be featuring in an entire Zoe day, as Mike alluded to, at Charlotte. These are all going to be sit-down hands-on labs. So we've taken the hands-on lab track and we've doubled it. We actually expanded to another room this year, so they're going to be running concurrently. The other nice thing that we're going to do is a lot of times people will give us the feedback, hey, listen, I missed a hands-on lab. Is there any way I can catch up on it because I wanted to go to this other session? What we're going to be doing with one of those hands-on lab slots is we're going to be making it an a la carte hands-on lab slot, where if you missed a hands-on lab earlier in the week, or say you're going to miss one later in the week, we're going to call it out. You're going to be able to come to the room during that time, and it's going to be an a la carte. You're going to be able to say, hey, I'm here for the IBM machine learning, and you're going to be able to spin that up. Or the DB2 for ZOS and a DevOps, and you're going to be able to spin that up, because we know that we do pack the schedule with a lot of great stuff, and we understand that you can't be in 2 or 3 places at once, even though some of us may be asked to be sometimes. So, next slide. DB2 for ZOS, LUW, and much more. Obviously, we have the DB2 app dev track, and packed as always with additional stuff. We have the on the app dev community. We have an a la carte track where it's kind of a grab bag of various topics and presenters on anything from DB2 for Z, LUW, emerging technologies, some cool new technologies, things like that. We have a specially dedicated emerging technologies track this year. Again, we try to listen as much as we can to feedback from the community, the attendee community at IDUG. The last couple of years, we've had what we've called the DTS, which is the Data Tech Summit. That kind of got pulled out into its own event that happens every fall in Silicon Valley. But we got a lot of feedback that, hey, I've noticed that, you know, there's been a lot of emerging technologies within that. Can we actually fortify that track a little bit? So we said, you know what, why beat around the bush? Let's actually call it emerging technologies and pack it with all this brand new stuff. So that's where you're going to be able to hear things about AI, and you're going to be able to hear things about Zoe, and you're going to be able to hear things about JSON and data lakes and all this brand new stuff that's happening and is pertinent to all of us in the database world. And also introducing Zoe Day. Again, Zoe is kind of that open source. It's the trifecta vendor tool that, you know, IBM, Broadcom, and Rocket have all partnered on. We'll be doing an entire day, so there will be a room dedicated for Zoe, and that will be on Wednesday. But of course, the main tracks will have 2 ZOS tracks and 2 LUW tracks running concurrently at all times, and those will be jam-packed with user sessions as well as other sessions, consultant and vendor as well. Next slide. All right, DB2 LUW 11.5. Somewhat letting the cat out of the bag here. It is all published on the agenda viewer on the IDUG site. Scott did allude to it at the top of the call. So we're not necessarily, I would say we're not necessarily letting the cat out of the bag, but we are giving a little bit of a sneak peek right here on the DB2Night show of DB2 LUW 11.5. IDUG will be the exclusive place where IBM will be working to do the unveiling of LUW 11.5. And as you can see live on our agenda viewer, there are 11.5 sessions out there. There's a lot of info that is still being kept under the vest with this stuff. So there are no abstracts, there are only session titles. So again, more to come, right? Watch for that May announcement from IBM and you're gonna learn more. But we did want to talk about it here today to let everybody know that IDUG is going to be the exclusive place where you can find out more about that new technology, that new version in LUW. Next slide. Education seminars for 2019. Mike alluded to these earlier. They are going to look just like last year. However, we have expanded. They're going to run from 8 to 5 on Sunday. Again, we got a lot of feedback that the education seminars, people don't want to pay to be there because they are $250 additional fee, which is a small fee if everybody here has probably taken a lot of content or courses. The $250 is really for us to help cover printing and speaker fees for those. But we heard that a lot of feedback that folks did not like those being during the week. They used to be during the week. The last, at least I think 3 years, they have been on Sunday. So they will be running on Sunday again. So that way you don't have any conflict with regular sessions. For those attending, actually when you go out to IDUG and you sign up, if you register for the conference, these are add-ons. So you can pick which ones you want. If you've already registered for the conference, you can also go back out into your registration, go on idug.org, click on My Registration Info, and you can actually walk yourself down through the add-ons. So if you registered at a point where we did not have them published yet, which we did get them published in the last couple weeks or month or so, go out and take a look now. I believe there are 5 of them running, and their topics range, right? There is an app dev one that Tony Andrews from Themis is doing. There are a couple of LUW-centric classes, and I know there are a couple of DB2 for Z-centric classes going on. So if you've registered already, you can go back and check the boxes there if you'd like to sign up. And of course, our mobile app, staying up to date with session changes, conference proceedings, etc. I think a lot of people have probably used the mobile app in the past. We've gotten a ton of good feedback on it, right? The mobile app is something that we did a lot of work on. We got some, unfortunately, negative feedback on it, but not unfortunately, but it's a good thing, right? We got some negative feedback on it a couple years ago. We kind of did a major revamp of it, and now we've been trying to make it even better ever since. So our mobile app is somewhere where you can stay up to date with session changes and everything going on with the conference in Charlotte. Next slide. IBM Champions. Scott mentioned at the top of the call, he's an IBM Lifetime Champion. That is a feat that few can say. I think there's only a handful of those. But at the conference, and Scott will be one of them, I think, we have many IBM champion speakers. IBM champions, of course, are someone that does not work for IBM, but someone that basically has shown that they can give back to the community, the IBM and related technologies community, and is involved in those communities. We have tons of IBM champion speakers at IDUG, and this is a great opportunity for you to network with those industry leaders that are involved in the communities, find out more about what they're working on, how it pertains to what you're working on. And IBM champions are always a great resource to network with and to share ideas and bounce ideas off of. And if you're not an IBM champion, you may be already. You can also talk to IBM champions about how to become one yourself, right? So that is a great opportunity as well. Next slide. Thank you, Scott. Vouchers for certification exams. So this is one change for IDUG Charlotte, as Mike also alluded to. You've probably seen IBM shifting gears from a little bit of a certification exam. They are going more of the badging route. However, not everything has necessarily shifted over at this point, right? So there are a lot of badges out there available for the various technologies. However, not everything is available in badge form. There are still certification exams. Because of that shift in direction, we knew that we were not going to offer the certification exams on site this year because they have kind of been cut down a little bit and moved to badging. However, we still want to do something. It was important to us to do something for the attendee community. So we are working with IBM to offer vouchers for those certifications exams. The registered attendees, and make sure you watch your email or the mobile app or idug.org for more information on the exacts of how to get this accomplished. But registered attendees will receive a voucher to take any IBM certification test at their home location. So you basically show up, you're a registered attendee, we'll provide you with a couple of vouchers there, and you can take those back to your home location, and you can take any of the IBM certification exams for free with those vouchers that you want. All right, and with that, I am going to turn it over to my friend Mike Weiner to bring us home with this presentation.
Hold on, guys.
Thanks, Dustin.
Hold on, guys. It's time to take a break.
Oh, yeah.
We need to ask our polling questions and things like that. So we're going to let you sip your coffee or whatever you're drinking this morning and take care of some other business here. We do have some questions in the queue, and I'll ask our guests those questions momentarily. If you have any questions, remember to use the GoToWebinar question tool to ask your questions. So let's see, from current slide, there we go. Let's ask some polling questions. First polling question. What DB2 LUW versions are you currently running? Let's ask people that. And since this is a DB2 family show, it's possible that we have some guests today that don't run DB2 LUW. Although statistically that's improbable because most organizations that have Z also have LUW. But, more details on that in my IDUG presentation on the State of the DB2 Universe study. Going once, going twice, we're going to close the poll, share the results with our good-looking audience. Today is heavily on 10.5 with 86%, 50% on version 11, 43% on 10.1, 36% with 9.7 or earlier, 7% saying we don't run DB2 LUW. So, all right, giddy up. Time to upgrade, folks. I'm excited to hear about the new release of DB2. So let's ask our ZOS people what they're running in production. Version 12, 11, 10, or we don't run DB2 for Z. So there we are. We're being fair to the mainframe, folks. Keep those questions for our guests coming in. We try to get 80% of our audiences to vote, or 30 seconds, whichever comes first. Going once, going twice, closing the poll, sharing the results. And 60% on version 11, 20% on 12, 20% on 10, 20% saying we don't run Z. Okay, next polling question. What operating systems do you run DB2 on in production? This is interesting. AIX, Windows, x86 Linux, Z Linux, or Linux on Power, or ZOS, the mainframe rocks. It's multiple choice, multiple guess. You can select multiples here. Mike, Dustin, we have a really good looking audience today. These people are quick on the mouse, responding very quickly. Going once, going twice, closing the poll, sharing the results. Here's the answers. So this is different. AIX is dominating today. On the prior show, x86 Linux was the winner. So we got 50% AIX, 44% x86 Linux, 31% Windows, 31% Z Linux or Linux on Power, and almost 70% on the mainframe. So there we go. What else are we going to ask? Will you be attending IDUG NA in Charlotte, North Carolina? Yes, I registered. I'm seeking approvals, or sadly no. What do they call the people that like inflicting pain on themselves? Sadomasochists or something like that. The people that are here to learn about the IDUG conference that they can't go to. That's tragic. But, you know, we're going to share cool, interesting information anyways. Going once, going twice, closing the poll, sharing the results. 31% are already committed and have badges. 44% seeking approvals. 25% not going. They're just here for the juicy details. Maybe still trying to make the case. Are you using DB2 in that fluffy cloud thing? AWS cloud, IBM cloud, another cloud, not yet. Considering the future, no way, no how, not for us. Multiple choice there. So the State of the DB2 Universe study, the questions on cloud there were very interesting. I'll be sharing those in my IDUG presentation. Going once, going twice, closing the poll, sharing the results. 59% considering in the future. 24%, no, cloud's not for us. And then 6% across the other answers. Okay. How about another one? Are you using DB2 PureScale? And I have just one more question after this one. It's a fun question. No, version 11 made PureScale much easier to use and implement. Can't wait to see what they've done in 11.5. You know, on the DB2Night show, we'll get you a sneak peek preview of what's in that 11.5 release in May, and our show in May. I think that was May 21st or 24th, something like that. Find it on our show schedule and get those sneak peek at what's coming, and then you go to IDUG and get all your details. Closing and sharing. 33% are thinking about it. Nobody in our audience today. 67% say no need. Last polling question. What do you love about IDUG? The tech sessions, the ed seminars, the special interest groups, the networking events, the food. They're thinking about, gosh, what do I love about IDUG? Everybody loves something about IDUG. That's why they go.
Scott, I can't believe you don't have the conference planning committee as an option.
I think the conference planning committee is encompassed in all of this. If it weren't for that amazing committee, none of this would happen. Okay, let's catch another vote, people. Click the mice. Going once, going twice, closing the poll, sharing the results. Tech sessions win. 67% the Ed seminars, 47% the SIGs, 60% the networking events. Those are my favorite. 40% the food. That looks like the category we need to work on. Okay, and we will have one final question at the end. We always ask people if they've learned anything. While we're in our break mode and I'm the presenter, today's show sponsor is DBI Software. DBI has been recognized 6 years in a row by Database Trends and Applications magazine as a trend-setting product. There we go. Look at all those logos. That's great. Some DBI PureFeet top advantages. Lowest overhead in the industry. They have meaningful trend charts with history plotted on them. There's advanced index benefit analysis, predictive index impact analysis. And in version 7, there's a new workbench that lets you modify the recommendations or create your own indexes. That is super cool. Focus on relative weights and costs helps you find real root cause problems in just 2 clicks. There's also robust, extensible lights out alerting. And I'm told in Q4 of this year that vNext will also include drop index impact analysis. I would recommend that you visit with the DBI people at IDUG and see if you can learn more about that. Your opportunity from DBI, if you look for a demo on DBI's website, you can take an on-demand demonstration and earn yourselves a $15 Amazon gift card just for watching a demonstration. And a DBI representative will follow up with you and get that gift card out. That's how it works. It's super easy. You can do it on your own time at your own convenience. And, okay, good thing I didn't spoil this just yet. I've got to hit the key again. I'm going to get Mike Inman back on presenter mode. Or is Mike Weiner going to be the presenter?
I can try.
Make Mike Inman the presenter, please.
Make Mike, because he's already done it.
Okay,
Sounds good.
We have proven technology that Mike Inman knows how to show his screen.
Oh, only I'm the one. Yes.
So, Scott, I did want to mention one thing. This is Dustin. In your one question there, the food got rated the lowest. However, as always, we are trying to improve the experience. This year in IDUG Charlotte, we will be offering a breakfast for all registered attendees. So we've not done that in the past. We usually just do coffee. We will be doing breakfast this year.
Get out of here. Yay.
Yes.
That is so awesome. Bringing breakfast back.
Got it.
And it is a full breakfast, hot breakfast, not bagels and donuts. So.
All right. Would you like?
But Mike, have you told people they have to come to your room to do it, and there's a schedule?
That's Mike Weiner's room.
Okay, I have some questions from the audience. Would you like to handle them now or after Mike Weiner?
I'll let Mike Inman decide that.
Let's let Mike Weiner wrap it up and see if we can get anything answered through the last few slides that he's got, and then we'll just take questions at the end if you don't mind.
Okay, that's the plan. Let's roll, Mike Weiner.
Okay, perfect. So Dustin already talked about the mini panels a little bit. Dustin, you should really remove those slides earlier on, but I have to agree with Dustin. The mini panels are an amazing venue to meet with the experts. Usually in the panel, I can speak for the LUW panel. I'm sure it's the same in the Z side. There's people from the lab. There's offering management. You might have a tech seller or two in there, and you typically have a consultant on the panel as well. And I think I think Dustin said it earlier. When people are answering, they're a little bit. It's like they were drinking. And they're a little bit more free with their answers in a panel than you'd get, at if IBM was visiting your company, or if you were at at IBM trying to get information. So the mini panels are a really great venue. Just switch to the next page there, Mike. And Dustin already mentioned this, but a lot of these links will become valid later. And there's on the bottom here, mini expert panels, right? There'll be a place to submit your question. And this is very important. I think it was last year in Philadelphia that I hosted the panel for LUW. And, you go online and you acquire all the questions. You make sure that you have a panelist that you're thinking of to answer it, and you make sure you as the host that they're prepared to answer the questions. So it's very important to get these questions in before Wednesday, because Wednesday morning, you're trying to finalize the presentation, make sure all the panelists are aware that they're participating in the panel, and what questions that you have for them. So go online, and I think there's mobile app as well, but get your question in before the panel starts and hours before the panel starts. Whoever's moderating the panel is pretty good and opens it up to the floor at the end. There's never a shortage of questions once someone breaks the ice. IDUG attendees are not shy and put people on the hook for answering their very difficult questions. So join the panel sessions. They're very good.
Are you going to be serving Bloody Marys with that breakfast? That'll open up the panel questions.
That's true. You know what? I don't know if anybody on the DB2Night show here is from Ontario, but our provincial government just announced a budget yesterday, and they're changing the drinking laws, and they're going to allow bars and restaurants to serve alcohol at 9 o'clock in the morning. So maybe, Dustin, you're going to be the chair. Maybe we should have next year. Maybe we should have IDUG in Ontario. 9 o'clock drinking time.
Right on.
No, let's go to New Orleans where it's 24-hour drinking.
True. So Dustin already talked about this a little bit as well, but IDUG requires moderators to help. A couple things that they do. They introduce the speaker. Some speakers don't want to have the formal introduction. They'll just get up and speak, but it's a great opportunity to offer to moderate a session and like Dustin said, meet the subject presenter, reminding people to fill out their evaluation forms, which are very important. You don't have to be a bouncer. It's not like, you're going to have to prevent the crowds from getting up in front of the speaker's face or anything, but it's a very important role, and it alleviates people like me, people like Dustin, the other chair, the track chairs, from having to be the moderator if moderators don't sign up. So we do request that you get it. And if you're attending a session anyway, it's really not a burden. It's a good opportunity. And as long as you're going to be there, it really helps everybody out. So I recommend to do moderator signups.
It's easy and it's fun.
It's fun. I've never heard that before, but sure, it's fun. And again, moderator sign up is online here. I remember last year we had a hard copy page up on a bulletin board, asking and soliciting for the last few sessions to be signed up. But please sign up. You don't have to do, many, one or two. It's good enough, and that helps everybody out. Okay, next chart, Mike. All right, Solution Center hours. This is the expo. Here's the hours. So it opens Monday, grand opening, Monday evening. To be honest with you, right now, I'm not sure what will be served in the Solution Center on a Monday. Drink tickets or not drink tickets and food. But everybody's usually attending there. It's open Tuesday afternoon for lunch. Oh, not for lunch, but, over the lunch hour, and again in the evening. And on Wednesday, just over the lunchtime as well. It's a great meeting place. Visit the exhibitors, visit the vendors that are there. They're taking their time and they're spending some money to have a booth. Go look at what kind of solutions these guys are offering. talk to people. It's always a good meeting place as well. All right, passport to prizes. So when you register at IDUG, whether it's Sunday or Monday when you get there, you'll get some kind of bag and a whole bunch of things with some goodies in it, and included in the bag is a little passport where you can go around the Solution Center and get stamps for visiting some of the exhibitors and learning what they have to offer. And when you get all your stamps done, you get a chance to win. And the draw, as posted here, is going to be Wednesday at 12:40 at the IDUG Hub booth there. So, go around, get your passport stamped, learn everything that all the exhibitors have, and I'm sure they have some free goodies to give away as well, but they always want a stamp or tag your badge, so participate in that. Maximizing your IDUG experience. So other than going to Mike Inman's room for breakfast every morning, please make a schedule. The networking events, I got more on some of the events I think on the next slide. Stay connected with the IDUG mobile app. I think I have some more slides on all the mobile stuff. So let's just go to the next slide, Mike. All right. The networking events by the sponsors. So every night this year, Monday night, Broadcom is doing an opening celebration. Tuesday night, Rocket is doing a celebration. And the closing celebration is hosted by IBM on Wednesday. Now, I was sworn under secrecy not to divulge any of what's going on, the locations and the surprises. And, I've been watching the news lately. I think everybody else has. I think 2 days ago, Julian Assange from WikiLeaks, he was, escorted out of the Ecuador embassy in the UK there. And I don't want to be like him. So I am not going to leak any information as to what's going on in any of these events. How's that, Dustin? Did I meet your goal?
That's perfect, man. We can say is they will be special, right?
All right. Thanks. How to stay connected. Obviously, we've mentioned a number of times the mobile app, Twitter. Maybe this year I'll get onto the Twitter universe, but there are a number of people that are tweeting all the time during the conference. There's a Facebook page. Here's all the information as to the names of what to look for. So stay connected. Don't sit in your hotel room and stay connected electronically. Participate in person, walk around. Don't be shy meeting people. If you hear a conversation that you're interested, introduce yourself, and it's a community. DB2 is the community. All right, move on. Okay, the planning committee. Dustin, you said something earlier on about, what's the most fun part about IDUG? I've had an interesting, fun time helping to plan this conference, and everybody should think about volunteering in the future. Mike Inman's here, chair for this year. On the right-hand side, Dustin. The grid. I think we did a great job this year on the grid, and Pavan here, second on the left, is responsible for he's responsible for putting the whole grid together. Whole bunch of names here. Next page is a bunch of other planning committee volunteers. I think I'm on this page, and the vendor liaisons. We all join monthly calls, some of the weekly calls. There's a lot of work to do, especially with the grid and the presentations, organization of the conference. Angelina Baines on the bottom right done an amazing job, and everybody at YC helped tremendously getting this conference up and running and going for us to be ready in the beginning of June. So thanking YC specifically here. And I think that's it for me.
All right, Scott, did you want to break for station identification, or do you want to go into the questions? Just do want to mention that.
There we go. I had to turn on my microphone. We'll get the questions out while I bring up the winners of the State of the DB2 Universe study. So one of our attendees asked, where can I take certifications if not on site? How should we go about using vouchers? I don't know if you guys would know the answer to that, but it was asked, so I'm passing the question along.
Yeah, so certification, IBM has a list online of certification centers in your area. So if you just Google search IBM certification centers or IBM certification tests, there should be centers for you to take it locally. Also, while you're on site at IDUG, we have many IBM representatives, and that is also a great question for someone at the Solution Center, right? So you can either Google it yourself or hit up somebody at the IBM Solution Center. They will be able to direct you exactly on where to do that. The vouchers will work. That will basically picture it as a coupon that you would get with your registration at IDUG, and you take that coupon and present it at your local test center, and they will allow you to select which test you want and take it.
Thank you. Next question. If available for public knowledge, how many attended the 2018 IDUG conference, and how many are anticipated for 2019?
So I don't have the exact numbers. I don't know if Mike, if you remember the exact numbers from last year. I don't have the exact numbers, but what I can tell you is we are trending ahead for Charlotte. We are trending in front of where we were for Philadelphia at this time. So we are anticipating a bigger crowd this year.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have the exact number, but yes, we are trending ahead. So that's great news.
Let's just say hundreds of DB2 professionals
Yes.
will be there.
Yeah, I think we were in the 400 or 500 range last year.
Okay, somebody has a comment. The voucher for the IBM certification is a great idea. Otherwise, some might spend some of the week cramming instead of attending sessions. So that's some feedback on the voucher idea. Good job, guys. And somebody else says woohoo. Somebody else says funny. And do the vouchers beat the advantage of taking another one for free if we clear one? Interesting question. Do vouchers beat the advantage of taking another one for free if we clear one? I don't know.
So,
it's a voucher question.
So in the past, they have offered if you pass the first exam, you get a second one at the same cost. So, which was free at the time. Now this time, as far as I understand it, it's just the one voucher for one certification exam. If you pass that, then obviously any additional you'd have to pay for.
Okay, thank you for that answer. And now, announcing the State of the DB2 Universe study, IDUG badge winner. Hundreds of participants in that study, and we're very thankful for the 5 to 9 minutes that the typical participants spent responding to the multitude of questions so that we could learn about what's happening with DB2. And the badge winner is, okay, I did click on the screen, Gene Krasnick, AAA, California. Gene, I'll be in touch and send you a code that you can use to register for the conference. That's exciting. So everybody clap your hands. Gene's coming. Okay. And the State of the DB2 Universe study, $50 Amazon gift card winners. Hung Tam from Logistitech, Canada. Akila Zermawal from Allegiant Air, USA. Cheryl Larson, BMC, USA. Todd Ostrom, didn't specify his company, but his name came out of the hat, USA. And Peter Pribb, CBA, Australia. So there we go. We've got 3 continents represented in those gift card winners. That's fun. And now we get to the end of our show. Oh, wait, another question has arrived. Let's see if we have another question. What time does the conference end on Thursday? That's probably important information. Do you guys know when the conference ends on Thursday?
It is. And that's a great question. As Mike alluded to earlier, we are having an opening keynote on Thursday. So the conference will be pushed back to a 1 p.m. ending time on Thursday. Normally we end at noon. We are pushing back to a 1 p.m. ending.
Okay. Well, we have a poll question open asking people if they learned anything today. Thank you, good-looking audience, for participating in our polls. Just makes the show more fun. Wow, what a big day. Today we learned about release 11.5 is coming, and we learned that we can learn more about that on the DB2Night show in May, and we can get lots of sessions on that at IDUG in Charlotte. And we learned that there's going to be networking events on Monday night, Tuesday night, and Wednesday night. I'm going to have to bring some extra network cables, get myself hooked up on those. Close and share. So 100% of today's good-looking audience learned something today. Good job, guys. So that's it on the polling questions. 100% of the audience learned something. Reminder to please complete our post-show survey when today's show ends. Thank you, attendees. Thank you, Mike, and Dustin. So
Thanks,
got
Scott. We really do appreciate it, and thank you for giving us the time and all your years of contributions to IDUG.
Well, thank you very much, and you're welcome for that. So let's.
Yes, thank you, Scott.
You bet, man. Here we go. It's the end of the show music. It's the last slide. Today's show was sponsored by DBI Software. They offer smarter tools for smarter people. DBI is your trusted partner for breakthrough DB2 performance solutions that deliver invaluable results for organizations having the most discriminating or demanding requirements and discriminating preferences. Scott needs more coffee. There you go. You can get a hold of DBI at sales.team@dbisoftware.com. And they've even got a toll-free number, making it easy for you to get in touch. Remember to look for that demo tab on the DBI website. Get yourself an on-demand demo and $15 gift card from Amazon. Good golly, there's another question has arrived. People are so excited about this conference. Okay. Nope, that's it. We're all done. Goodbye, guys. Everybody have a great weekend.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, Mike. Bye, Mike. Bye, Dustin. Bye, audience.
Thanks.
Bye, Gene. See you at IDUG.